我问你们，
都没人理你的字吧？对就。
对，Kelvin 就出来滋哇乱叫。Okay. So we don't necessarily have to prove it. For everybody, just to remember this, we know how to use it, it's fine, okay? All right, let's think of this one. So if we have an equation, this is very important, okay? Converse of Vieta theorem. If we have x1 and x2 satisfy the following, x1 plus x2 equals negative b over a, and x1 times x2 equals c over a. So x and x2 and x1 is the two roots of the quadratic equation. This one. So that means if I told you x1 plus x2 equals negative 3 over 2, and x1 times x2 equals 5 over 2. Can you give me the equation, everybody? 2x squared plus 3x plus 5 equals 0. Get it? Isaac? No. So when you have the answer, you can just, when you have the equation, you can have this one. And when you have this one, you can convert it back to get the equation as well. So let's take a look at this one. It's not necessarily always the degree of the polynomial is always 2. Okay, Calvin, understand? It's not always like 这个地方是2的。如果这个 power 是 2, so that means the most the equation have, the answer is x1 and x2. 最多只有2个解。可是如果这个题目里面出现 x3 power 3, June, okay? So that means the most roots of the equation will have how many? June?
或那个
这个。
我的就有3个。
Very good. Okay. 当这个数字 when we have the 3 degrees of the polynomial, then the most of the roots of this equation is 3. So that's why we have x1 plus x2 plus x3 equals negative a1 over a0. Okay. And when we have so this one, I put it here. So in order to just to help you to putting them together. So A1 plus A2 plus A3 equals A1 over A0. And A1 X2, sorry, X1 X2 plus X2 X3 plus X3 X1 equals A2 over A0. And X1 X2 X3 times together equals negative A3 over 0. Okay, get it, everybody? So I ask your parents to print it out for you. If you don't, please write it down for me, okay?
Wait, what's the first one again? The first one that you showed us? The full, the...
Oh, Kevin, Rama 帮你打印了，很好。Pen, what is your question?
My question is, what's the first one? Like the first thing you showed us, like the full B over A equal.
This one?
No, not that one.
The earlier one is for the degree of 2, Peng.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to copy it.
I think you should memorize this for a long time.
No, I memorized it, but I don't know the ax squared minus whatever.
Also, I do not really understand the
when I
kind of
so, yeah, Kelvin, I understood. So when I give you the question, you will understand better. Okay? Because now there's only formula. It's hard for to understand. Pei, I don't understand your question.
没事。
你的问题是什么呀？
我的问题是第一个是什么？因为我没抄下来。
什么是第一个是什么？第一个在哪里？
在上面。
You need to make it yourself. 这个你学了多少遍了 ？A squared plus bx plus c equals 0 is this one?
No.
那是什么呀？
那我肯定是看错了。
You mean this one, A1 and A0?
不是，我看错了。
Like the x1 plus x2.
No, it's not that one. 我看错了。
So when you copy this, you're going to find out actually when we have the 4 degrees polynomial. Okay, so Kevin, 我跟你说，你为什么不懂啊？因为在这里 A0、A1、A2、A3、A4 都是数字。So that means 如果你看到一个式子，2x 的4次方加上5x 的3次方减去4x 的平方加上6x， 然后减去4等于0。OK， 在这道题目里面 ，A0 等于2。A1 等于5 ，A2 等于-4 ，A3 等于6 ，A4 等于-4。Understand, Kevin? Okay, so now,
就证明是不是很就证明是不是很麻烦？
不是很麻烦，但是不要求这个，完全不要求证明。前面那两就 2 degree 和3 degree 还比较容易，4 degree 就要涉及很多计算。那因为Isaac, because the degree is 4, right? So the most possibility of these equations, 它只有几个？是不是只有4个 number， 对不对？是不是只有4个 ？OK， 所以 x1 加 x2 加 x3 加 x4 等于什么 ？Negative A1 divided by A0. So if this question is these 4 roots plus together equals negative 5/2. Get it, Kelvin? OK， 现在懂了，对吧？好了，那如果是各自2个乘起来，一共有6个值，加起来等于什么？等于negative 4/2, which is negative 2. And 因为它有4个值，所以是有 3 of them times together equals what? Equals negative 6/2 equals negative 3. Last one, all of them times together. So last one, negative 4/2 equals negative 2. Okay, understand? 好，那 Austin 会跟我说，老师 So is there anything like we can just apply all of them because I just put to this 4 degree, 3 degree as n degree, correct? I can just make them bigger and bigger, maybe n equals 8. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this is a final formula. If there are n degrees polynomial, so we have a0 xn plus a1 xn minus 1 and all the way to back to the 0. So they plus together always equals a1 over a0 and times together equals a2 over a0 and all the way. So the times them together, that's a very important part, okay? So if the n is a negative number, sorry, is an odd number, 3 degree, 5 degree, 7 degree. 也就是说, the highest degree of this x is 7, 5, or 3. 那这个时候呢, this number is always negative, correct? This number is always negative. If you have the degrees as 4, 6, and 2, something like that, that's positive. But the whole entire number is positive or negative is based on the coefficient, right? So the number before the x power and the number, there's no x for the coefficient. When they are negative, then the whole number will be negative. When part of them are negative, and maybe they're the positive. Okay, so we're going to try to understand those formulas by looking at the different questions, okay? But there are some useful forms of Vieta theorem, so we can take a look at those ones, okay? For the people who's already printed out, you don't have to do anything, just look at it. Okay, so I'm going to ask a very simple question for everybody, okay? Just using the last one. Okay, so if I have an x power 4 minus 2x power 3 plus 3x squared and minus 4x and plus 10 equals 0, okay? So, and immediately, June, I ask you to tell me what is 1 over x1 plus 1 over x2 plus 1 over x3 plus 1 over x4 mean equals. Okay, so we have this equation. 下面那个有没有人知道是什么 I know that it's -1 over power 4 and times an over a0, right? So an equals 10 and a0 equals 5. So the answer is 2. This one equals 2. And this one equals what? Do you still remember the formula, everybody?
negative a3 over a0.
Very good. Negative a3 over a0. So a3 is -4. So -4 over 5. So equals 4 over 5. So with the equation is 4 over 5 times 1 over 2 equals 2 over 5. Just to give you an example like that. Understand, June? 鹏鹏明白吗？ How about you, Isaac? Okay, Calvin? Still like middle, right? Yeah, no worry about it.
How did you hear me? I didn't even turn my mic on.
那我看到你的脸了呀。
Oh.
Okay. So let's take a look at this question, okay? So let's just use these simple questions to take a look at it. So the area of a rectangle is 300 centimeters square. Oh, 艾文来了，哎呦，艾文终于来了。And the perimeter is 70. What is the length of the rectangle? Okay. 我们先来看一下这道题目啊。So regular 的做法，我们知道一个 rectangle 的 area 是300 and then we know the perimeter. We're just using what? So x times y equals 300 and 2 times x plus y equals 70. Correct, everybody? That's a regular use. How do we do it regularly, right? So xy equals 300 and x plus y equals 35. That's a regular do. So maybe some people tell me, okay, x equals 35 minus y. So 35 minus y times y equals 300. Correct? Is it the normal way of doing that? 对吧？啊，Isaac 也说对的，好，然后呢 ，y 的平方减去300，减去35y 等于0。Am I right?
这个有没有写反？
加上
加上
300 ，sorry plus yeah，加上300对吧 ？Sorry, correct? OK, so 然后我们再怎么样，因式分解做，对不对？好，那我们今天学了这个 Vieta theorem，有没有另外一种方法做 ？A little bit quicker. Can we immediately get it as this equation? Yes, okay? So everybody, if x times y equals 300, x plus y equals 35. Can we just consider this as x1 plus x2 equals 35 and x1 times x2 equals 300. The first thing we explained today is if you have x1 plus x2 equals something, and if you have x1 times x2 equals something, can we get the equation back from them? Yes, we can do that, right? So x1 plus x2 equals what? Equals negative a over b. Sorry, negative b over a, right? And x1 times x2 equals what? C over a. 那 b 等于什么？ b 等于 negative 35 and c equals 300 and a equals 1. So immediately, without these, I can get the equation by looking at it is x squared minus 35x plus 300 equals 0. Get it? I'm not saying that you have to follow in this one. It's just I want you to, when you look at those equations, you immediately think about something like that. I know the answer is the same. Get it, everybody? So we have x minus 20 times x minus 15 equals 0, correct? So x equals 20 or x equals 15. So very easy. I know 1 of x1 equals 20 and x2 equals 15. So what is the length of the rectangle? 20. So the answer is B.
为什么不能15？
他说 length，他说长边。你已经知道一个15，一个20嘛？那 usually rectangle 长边是长一点的嘛？Get it, Austin? Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. Okay. The sum of two numbers 10 and the product is 22. What is the smallest number? When we look at this, I want you to immediately write the equation x squared minus 10 plus 22, sorry, equals 0. Get it? Understood, Pen Pen? Okay, when you see the sum of two numbers is 10, that means x1 plus x2 equals 10. And x1 times x2 equals 22. So that represents x squared minus 10x plus 22 equals 0. Okay, when you look at the answer here, that means you immediately understand that it's impossible that you can factor in them. So you have to use what? Negative b squared minus 4ac square root. Nobody tell me the equation?
Negative b 加减
根
b
号
squared
12
minus 4ac 除以 2a。
2倍根
Very
号
good.
3，5减去根号3除以5减去根号3。
Yeah, so in this equation, a equals what? A equals 1. Okay, Calvin, the a is the coefficient before the x squared, which is the top highest degree. B equals negative 10 and C equals 22. So 10 plus and minus square root 100 minus 88 over 2. Okay, so what is a smaller number? Of course, is a smaller number is 10 plus, sorry, minus square root 12 over 2. The square root 12 equals what? Equals 2 and 3. So the answer is 5 minus square root 3. So the answer is A. Correct, everybody? Okay, 好，从现在开始啊，每个小朋友这个 ability you have to remember, okay? When somebody tell you the sum of two numbers 10 and the product is something, that means you can immediately get the equation on your mind, okay? So let's take a look at number 3. Okay, so number 3, could you please do yourself? Okay. 第三题自己做了啊。No problem, Ivan. 艾文打篮球的。
哦，本来 应该早一点回家的，但是忘记了。
还没做完，不要忘记啊 ，triangle 是什么东西啊 ？triangle 怎么做的？So everybody, let's take a look at this one. The most important thing here is it's a right triangle ABC, right? Did you write this one down? This is very important, okay? So when you have the right triangle, everybody, they have A, B, and C. They already have a thing is A plus B plus C equals 14, right? And AB divided by 2 equals 7, correct, everybody? But there's another one here, it's kind of hiding. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Do you have these ones in your mind? Do we have it? Okay, so you have A plus B plus C equals 14, and AB equals 14 as well, and A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That is something I wanted in your mind. Okay, but when you see this, everybody, how to build the relationship between these and that is what? A plus B squared minus 2AB equals C squared. Do you get it what I'm doing here? Because A plus B squared equals A squared plus B squared plus 2AB. Then I'm take away these 2AB. Whatever left here is what? B squared plus A squared. Correct, everybody? June? Okay, so now what I'm doing, because A plus B plus C equals 14, I can just replace this with that. Because A plus B equals 14 minus C. So that's why A plus B squared equals 14 minus C squared. Get it? And because AB equals 14 and 2AB equals what? 28 equals C squared. Get it, everybody? So by doing this, I just decrease this equation into only have C variables there. So that's why C equals what? Very quickly enough, it's C equals 6. Okay, so now based on C equals 6, we have what? A plus B equals 8. A times B equals 14. So immediately get another one is x squared minus ax plus 14 equals 0, correct? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if you are here, so you can get x1 and x2, because I know it's impossible to factoring them, equals negative b, which is positive a, plus and minus 64 minus 56 over 2, which I calculated equals 4 plus and minus square root 2. Correct? So what is the longer leg of the triangle? Of course, B. Get it, everybody? Okay,
Yeah.
so I know it takes steps, okay? So, but it's not something like you cannot understand. So let's take a look at number 4, okay? So how many, yeah, 看到答案了。没有看到，没有看到。How many distinct 什么意思 ？Different, okay? Ordered pairs xy satisfy the equation x3 plus x3, y3 equals 468, and this one like that. Okay? 它就是要让你求出来有多少 x y 的值。好，这个第4题，先看一下题目啊，老师马上讲。Okay, so first of all, everybody, we need to know that for all the formula we have, 我们翻到前面去啊，小朋友们，你们看一下，有没有一个 formula 是 directly 给你 x 的3次方和 y 的3次方的？
这个是把那个420乘以3下面那个 formula 乘以3再加到上面那个里面，然后再
对，然后你们看一下这个。Okay, so if you take a look at this one, this is something like actually having the power 3 there, right? And if you take a look at this one, this is something we're going to use today. So 27.15. If you want to take a look at which formula we're using, this one's the formula we're using. Okay? So let's move back to this one. 像这种题目在 AMC10里面经常出现啊。OK，像这种题目一看我就知道要用韦达定理做，对不对 ？OK, I know this one. How do we do it? It's x plus y times x squared. Sorry, x plus y squared minus 3xy. 那这可以直接用，因为老师已经给你们了，对不对？有没有看到前面有这个公式的，对不对？好，那也就是说这个等于468。Okay, and for this one, we have what? xy times x plus y equals 420. Okay, we can, of course, just replace it. So 420 over xy equals x plus y, and just replace it directly. But some students think, okay, so I don't want to see so many x and y's and everything. Now, because Austin is learning AP right now. So he knows that something like that, we usually makes u equals x plus y and v equals xy. So this question will be immediately get easy. So it's u times u minus 3v equals 468, right? And this one is u times v equals 420. Get it, everybody? So the question immediately get it easier. So this is u squared minus 3uv equals 468 and uv equals 420. 那太简单了 ，u squared 是不是减去420 times 3 equals 468. Correct? U squared equals 468 plus 1,260. So u squared will have a number, and you just to find out what is u and what is v. Correct? And when you find out u and v, you just to put it back to there, and you will find out what is x and what is y. Understood? Everybody? Okay, so we're not doing anything fancy. It's just a factoring and what? Algebra so far. 明白吗？如果你们不懂，我再讲一下。Do you understand, everybody? Pin, which part your COMC comes are?
Like the UV part.
I make x plus y equals u and x times y equals v. Do you understand this part?
Yeah.
So I put everything back to this equation. So there's no more xy.
Oh, and you just change everything back.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
get it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Isaac, do you understand?
Yep.
Okay, good job. Okay, so everybody,
那
let's
我
take
刚刚说的那种方法，如果把下面乘以3，然后再带到上面里面，
一样的呀。 也可以。Okay, so let's take a look at example 5. What is the smallest value of x satisfying the system of equation x minus y equals 2 and x times y equals 2? 啊，这次不一样了啊。有些小朋友说，老师啊，我们学的时候是 x 加 y 等于什么 ，x 乘 y 等于什么可以用，对不对？对不对？啊，那这个怎么办 ？Everybody, let's take a look at this one, okay? We can make
y 等于
x
v 等于
plus
负 y，
negative y equals 2. Can we do that? Okay. So Peter, x times negative y equals what? Can you tell me? X times y equals 2. X times negative y equals what? No, xy 等于 2. So x times negative y equals what?
-2.
那你知道3乘以5等于15，对不对？那3乘以负5呢
-2.
？negative 15啊。那这里呢 x
Negative
times
2.
y equals 2. 那 x times negative y equals what?
-2.
Correct, everybody? Okay. So now I just do, one thing is I just do u squared minus 2u minus 2 equals 0. I make x equals x1 and negative y equals x2. Sorry, u1, u2. Okay, I make a new equation. So u squared minus 2u minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so this equation, u1 and 2 equals what? 2 and 2 positive and negative, 4 plus 8. So the answer is 1 plus square root 3 and 1 minus square root 3. And want to have the smallest value, so obviously 1 minus square root 3. So the answer is B.
I see.
哎，这个地方不对吧？它不是有一个那个负 y 等于 u2，然后那个 y 的话还得再反转一下，就它应该是负1。
他问的是 smallest value of x satisfy the system of equation. 所以 y 没关系。我们 change 的是 y， 没有 change x, Austin.
哦。
Get it? So the question is, what is the smallest value of x satisfying the system of the equation? So if we change the x, we need to reverse it. But since we didn't, so we don't have to touch it. Good question, but okay. So let's take a look at next one. How many distinct? OK， 看一下这道题。这道题可以，你们可以到前面去翻公式啊。You can go back to the paper and find the formula.三次方我们刚才已经用过很多次了啊，很多小朋友。We have used it for a lot of times. Is x 减 y 的三次方。x 的三次方减去 y 的三次方，我们前面刚刚用过这个，对不对？减 x 减 y 乘以 x 减 y 的平方加上3xy， Just give you some hint. We have used it before. Okay, Kelvin 已经发给我了。So let's take a look at this one.
老师，
okay?
我看到答案了。
你是对的。
不，不然的话我有点不会做。
嗯，
他是
你还是
抄答案的。
嗯，你还是很老实的。So everybody, let's take a look at this one, okay? So for this question, actually everything is the same as the earlier question. The only thing is 1 over something, which makes me really uncomfortable. So just to make 1 over x equals u and 1 over y equals b. Okay, everybody? Remember, Peter, those question is hard for you and it's hard for everybody, okay? So make yourself comfortable is the first thing you can do to help yourself to solve the problem. Get it? So u cube minus v cube equals 26, okay? And u minus v equals 2. Get it, everybody? So that is the first thing first. So we transfer something with a fraction with a whole number. Get it, Isaac? And at least feeling really comfortable, I would. Okay, so that's the first step, everybody, okay? So let's take a look at the second step. The second step is I want to transfer something into the product. Remember when I say the product is always better than the sum of the differences. June, remember that's the first thing I told you when we're having this class, correct? Okay, so how do we do it? So I give you this equation. So u minus v times u minus v squared plus 3uv. That is something I give you the formula time, right? So formula table, which is 26, correct, everybody? Okay. So why we're having this? Because we know u minus v equals what? U minus v equals 4. Sorry, 2, right? So it's 2 times 4 plus 3uv equals 26. So it's 8 plus, sorry, I don't have to do that. So 4 plus 3uv equals 13, correct? So 3uv equals 9. So uv equals 3. Get it, everybody? So I'm going to stop here. Do you understand this one? We have uv equal 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you understand uv equal 3, and we're back to the earlier question, actually, boys and girls, we have u times v equals 3 and u minus v equals 2, correct? But we
Yeah.
only have u plus v and u times v. If we know these two, then we can solve the problem. Here we don't. But can we change it, Austin? Remember, that's the earlier question. We just use it, right? The techniques is we just make u plus negative v equals 2. And u times negative v equals what? Equals what? U times positive v equals 3. And u times negative v equals what? Negative 3. Okay, so now we have another equation. I just to make it u is one of the roots and v negative v is another roots of what? Of the equation. I just to make it t squared minus 2t and minus 3 equals 0, correct? Okay, so this one's easy. So this is t minus 3 times t plus 1 equals 0. So t1 equals 3 and t2 equals negative 1. Okay, so everybody, let's see. Okay, so because this question, we can just put them in to just to verify. It's easy because that's whole number. So we can make u equal 3. So when u equals 3, in order to make u plus negative v equals 2, So v negative equals -1. So v equals 1. Get it? Okay, so when u equals -1, so in order to make u plus negative v equals 2, so negative v equals 3. So v equals -3. Okay, so is that all? No, because we make 1 over x equals u and 1 over y equals v. Correct, everybody? Huh? So we need to, June, why are you walking?
Look at June's yellow house, guys.
Okay, so because u equals 3, so 1 over x equals what? Equals 1 over 3, correct? And because v equals 1, so 1 over y equals what? 1 over y equals 1, and y also equals 1. So we have another one set of the numbers, x equals 1 over 3 and y equals 1. Okay, and another set is when u equals -1 and v equals -3. So we have equals when 1 over x equals -1, so x equals -1. So 1 over y equals -3, so y equals -1 over 3. So we have another set of the answer is x equals -1 and y equals -1 over 3. So that's why they are altogether 2 sets of the number. So the answer is 2.
他
Okay,
把这
this
个交换一下位置不行吗？有何必？
你
这个
试试看，
X 和
你
Y
试试看，你试试看吧。你试一下就知道了。
哦
That's the same thing. Yeah, that's the
Oh.
same thing. Because remember, Austin, actually T1 and T2 they can reverse, right? So that's why I didn't do that. So everybody,
那
this
那
is
答案
the-
不应该是4吗？
没有是2，没有了。你算出来，你把那个数字算出来，你就知道没有
哦，
多出来
是的。
2个。
哦，好。
Yeah, they're the same. You're gonna find out. Okay, so everybody, that is a very typical AMC10 questions. The answer, the hardest, the range will be between 15 to 17 or 18. Okay, 是第15题到第18题的难度。Okay, 如果是在 AMC12, so when we're talking about AMC12, this question will be between like 12 to 15 questions.
Really?
So you're going to find out the question actually, when you do it one by one, it is nothing hard, but it is very complicated. Every single part, there's possibility you're making mistakes. Understood? So when we're doing math competition question, first of all, you cannot be panic. You need to be calming down. So that's why I said, if you have a very messy script paper, it's impossible for you to get it right. Get it? Austin, OK? 每一个人自己一定要像做题目一样，在草稿纸上做。That is very important. OK? 我跟你们说，这个比赛的时候，这个字一乱，没有一个人能做出来啊，好吧？Okay, so let's take a look at number 7. Okay, I think number 7 is something you can try to do it. How many distinct ordered pairs of the real value x and y satisfy the system with the equation blah 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 and blah blah blah? Okay, 大家会看到啊。The equation 1 is a degree with 3, and the equation 2 is a degree of 2. Understand, Kelvin? What is a degree? Degree 就是 highest value, highest 这个 exponent of the variable. 你看在这里是不是最高次是不是2次啊？在这个里面乘开来是不是有3次啊？所以我们就说这个 degree 有3，这个 degree 有2。当你看到 degree 是3的题目的时候， most of the possibility answer for this question x 最多只有3个值。那 degree 是2的时候呢，最多就只有2个值，明白吗？
Oh, that's it.
题目很麻烦的时候 ，Austin 应该都会使用啊。就我们在做微积分的时候，大量的都要用这个 UV 来代替啊。这个地方也是一样。First one, I want you to take a look at this one 啊，这个和这个看起来有没有点什么地方很像？你们有没有发现？
3x 加 5y
那你看 x 乘以 x 加1等于什么？是不是等于 x 的平方加 x， 对不对？然后后面呢？3x 加 5y， 如果把它们加起来，是不是刚好 x 的平方加上 4x 加上 5y？Did you see that? Did you realize that? 啊，这个就要有一个 sharp eye， 看到没有，小朋友们 ？Did you feel it? Okay, so if you feel it, that means that means x times x plus 1 plus 3x plus 5y equals 24. And x times x plus y times 3x plus 5y equals 144. If you still cannot see it, I'm going to help you. Make x times x plus 1 equals u, and 3x plus 5y equals v. So we have u plus v equals 24, and u times v equals 144. Did you get it, everybody? I didn't do anything. I just, every time I try to make thing as x1 plus x2 equals something, and x1 times x2 equals something. Get it? I try my best just to always go back to this one. Austin and June, did you get it? Okay, so basically it's just always when we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we have x1 plus x2 equals negative b over a. x1 times x2 equals c over a. And we have this one and we reverse back, correct? So we have been doing all the questions just always based on that. So now I can have an equation as what? Is t squared minus 24t plus 144 equals 0. Did you get it, everybody? This part. Okay, so this one is very easy. So t minus 12 squared equals 0. So t equals 12. So that means what? So we have the solution is x. So it's u equals 12 and v also equals 12. So x times x plus 1 equals 12, and 3x plus 5y also equals 12. So based on that, we can find out the value of x and y. Okay, Peng Peng, do you understand?
Yeah.
那个地方你把两个式子拆成 u 和 v 的时候，你怎么知道那是唯一的拆法？
Because 我一看出来的呀。
那这个要严格
Our
呀。
eyes are really good.
万一有其他解，万一它还可以拆成其他的，这不是唯一的一个，那你看不出来呀。
什么叫还有其他的？
就它可能比如说其他有个小数什么的，但是也可以拆成 u 乘以 v 和 u 加上 v 的这种形式。
所以你说这个就是 uv 不是3x 加 5y 和这个对吧？ Of course, maybe there's something, but Austin, remember, you're not trying to make the question harder for yourself. You're trying to make the question easier. So let me ask you, you want everything is like clear like that, or you want to have like 0.5x times x minus 5, and here is 0.85x plus, I just to make it up, okay, just to make it up, or 125y equals something. Which one you like?
但他们结果这不是喜不喜欢的问题，它的结果不一样的话，那不就错了？
没有 every time will leads to the back to the same answer.
Oh.
Yeah, there's impossible you're going to make anything is because you have to have the thing is one thing times one thing equals a number, and one thing plus one thing equals a number. So basically, I don't think with human beings, brain can directly find out the perfect matching set of the number which is not my 就你刚才说的有可能其他种，你去问那个 AI 或者电脑，它可能可以帮你匹配出这样的 paired set，但是 Austin with enough calculation 和 enough 你做足够多的这种类型的题目，你就会知道像这样的都是这样拆的，因为这样的拆最快，而且你用肉眼就可以看出来，用不到电脑。像我跟你说的，你说的那种不同的那个 coefficient 的那个电脑的方法，除了电脑，我觉得人是算不出来。这个配比是配不出来 ，understand? But when you're doing the math question, you cannot using the computer to help you. But on the other hand, 用这个方，我跟你说，你这样看，你做这种类型的题目，你做多了你就知道。像我这样，我为什么？就像刚才鹏鹏说啊 ，you have a really sharp eye. Why you can see that? It's because when I was at your age, I do these questions every day, like for 100s of them. So I
还能
can
记
just
得
by
吗？
taking a look at them, I know how to 配比。Understood?
那么久，这些还能记得吗？
Yeah, it's like 你永远都不会忘记3×5等于15的呀，对吧？就像那个微积分的题目，我已经大概有30年没有做了，那我还是会做，就是做的够多嘛。So when you have enough
我问我妈，她就不会了，
啊，
我妈就不会了已经。
对，那他肯定小时候没有我做的多啊。就我都平时不用上课的 ，I don't have to go to the regular school. I have the privilege to just do whatever I want.
竞赛是不是都停课？
对，而且老师还给你钱花。So yeah, I
What?
have galleries.
What?
Yeah, I'm fighting for People Republic of China. So I
What?
have to go to the regular, those regular English, Chinese, or physics, or chemistry, like all those
So you
courses,
don't
all
have to
those
go to
courses, I
school?
don't have to go there. And plus, like every time I'm sitting there, do the math questions, and the government pay me money.
Not like that in Canada.
No, Canada is totally different. Think about it. 我们加拿大的人去参加奥运会都是业余的，就有一个人拿了一个冠军，然后他白天的时候还在做另外一份工作，什么什么给人家打扫什么厕所啊什么的。OK，可是我们中国人，你如果去参加那个奥林匹克运动会，你都是完全不做任何事情的。Your entire like 10 years just 就做那个翻跟斗，就不停的翻跟斗，翻跟斗，翻跟斗。那你也不需要去工作，因为国家会给你钱，就像我一样。Understand?
Bro.
Yeah. So this is a job. So that's why Austin asked me, 我妈妈不会了 because your mom is not a job. For me, it is a job. Understand? Okay. So now let's take a look at this one. Who can tell me for now how many distinct order triples are there? 那我们要用的是什么? What is a degree?
3
Very good. It must be like a power 3 plus b power squared plus cx plus d equals 0，对不对？好，就看到这里就出来了，对不对？好，那不用说了，这道题应该很简单，回去看看公式。如果忘记的小朋友看看公式 ，OK？ 回去看公式就知道了。
那这个一元三次，一元三次怎么解？
哎呀 ，xy 加 z 等于多少啦？xy 加 z 等于
4a1 除以
b
a0
over a equals 9. Okay, so the second one is c over a equals 26. And the last one is d over a equals 24. Sorry, part of them is negative. Which part is negative? Go back to see the equation. Who can tell me?
最后一个是 negative.
Thank you. 因为是 why? Because it's negative power n d over a, correct? Okay, so because this is power 3, so that's why it's negative. 哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀！
它是不是那个方程求出来之后去除以那个去长除一短除一个那个长除一个，对，
到底是长还是短？
长除说错了，长除那个 x 减2，然
So
后
we have an equation as x. Sorry, we're using u. Okay, so u cube minus 9u squared plus 26u and minus 24 equals 0. Correct, everybody? 我们把 a 等于1嘛，对不对？所以 negative b 等于9 ，c 等于26 ，d 等于 negative 24，对不对？所以我们 immediately have this one， 对不对？好了，有了这个，能不能把它求出来啦？那 u minus 2 times u minus 4 times u minus 3 equals 0。你怎么会？老师你怎么能看出来的？啊，因为我已经做过一遍了，在家里，对吧？还有就是你做多了也会的啊。Also, we have what? We have u1 equals 2, u2 equals 4, and u3 equals 3，对不对？好了，那这里有什么？这里有好几种啊。因为你看2、3、4、2、4、3啊，又回到我们上次的 permutation 和permutation and combination 了，对不对？3 times 2 times 1, so the answer is 6. So the answer is get it? 所以我跟你讲，为什么大家都觉得竞赛很难？竞赛是难的，难在什么地方？如果你有一点点地方学的不太好，你有可能就做不出去。Understand？ 学校里面的数学，他给你做的每一道题，他只考一个知识点，把竞赛要考你5到6个知识点。So one of them is if it's weak, then you cannot crack the question. Understand? So why I like math competition is nobody can cheat. Understand, Austin? 你看在学校里面，老师给你100分的题目，对不对？有些小朋友会做一点，这里会做一点，那里会做一点，他总会做出来一点。在竞赛的题目里面，你只要每一个地方掌握的不是很牢固，你最后就做不出来。首先第一点，
这边蒙一点，那边蒙一点。
对，这里蒙一点，那里蒙一点，你蒙不出来什么长途短途。我知道了，好，我现在告诉你们一个简单的长途短途法啊，每个小朋友记下来啊。像做这种类型的题目，等到你们到了11年级、12年级都要做的，对不对 ？OK， June 对不对 ？u 的3次方减去 9u 平方加上26u 减去24等于0。How to find out? How to factoring them？ 听好啦，啊，这个地方别人不告诉的啊，把最后一个数字1、24、22、38、46，对不对？啊，基本上就在这个里面。因为它是 negative 的，所以你还要看 positive and negative， 就是 positive 1和 negative 24。
就假如前面出现了负数，不管最后一个是不是负数，它都要正负都要弄匀。
对啊，然后你选2个，然后长除就会比较快一点。比如说你选 u 等于2，你长除一下就出来，对吧 ？OK， 这反正是个小窍门啊，不一定都对，但是呢，反正等到你很抓狂的时候可以用一下。OK。Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so let's take a look at AMC12 questions. Exactly the same thing as in number 8. Okay, so everybody please do that one. How many distinct order triples x, y, z satisfy the system of equation? Okay, 跟前面的题目是不是一样 ？Everybody 有一点不一样，对不对？有一点点不一样啊，没关系，我看看能不能把它的不一样弄掉，好不好？很简单吧，把 uv 拿出来，对不对？啊 ，x 等于 a，2y 等于 b，4z 等于 c。Can we do that? Is it working? Okay, so we can see first one is a plus b plus c equals 12. Correct? Good. Okay, so the second one, people said, oh, 那 xy 我没有啊，可以啊。2 times xy equals a times b, then xy equals ab over 2, correct? So ab over 2 plus 4yz equals, 8yz equals b times c, right? So I don't want it for ayz, I want 4yz. 那怎么办？那就 4yz equals b times c over 2. Correct? Okay, so 2xz. So we only have 4xz equals a times c. Now 2xz equals what? equals AC divided by 2. So plus AC divided by 2 equals 22. 好了，那谁告诉我 AB plus BC plus AC equals what?
44
Very good. And XYZ equals 6. So I only have these one. We times them together. 8XYZ equals A times B times C. So XYZ equals ABC over 8. So we have ABC over 8 equals 6. So who can tell me ABC equals what?
48.
So immediately I transfer them into the earlier question exactly the same. So now I have negative B over A equals 12. C over A equals 44. And because this time it's still 3, so it's negative D over A equals 48. So I have an equation. So I just make them U. So U cubed minus 12U squared plus 44U minus 48 equals 0. Get it, Austin, June, and everybody? Okay, so back to the earlier questions, exactly the same. OK， 好，我们看到第 AMC 12，其实也没有很难嘛，对不对？你只要看到过这个题目，你肯定就会做。Okay, still everybody, so we finished example 9. So actually the example 10 is exactly the same thing, okay, just a little bit changed. So it's a USAMO. So 我知道 Austin 要问我了，什么是 USAMO 啊？
我知道。
Okay. Okay, so this is Olympic for the United States people. So this is almost like at last there are going to be 20 students fight against for the last 60 students who can represent United States to fight against every single one in the world to do that. Okay, so USA. So in Canada, you cannot do that, but we have Canadian MO, something like that. Canada MO. Yeah. Okay, so yes. So, but if you are born in United States, you can go to do that. 那对于我们加拿大人来说，最高的 higher 的 level 就是 AIME 了，你没有办法去做这个题啊，这个题目没有资格。那我们今天的作业我给大家说一下啊。So the homework, sorry, it's not here. So the homework, we cannot finish all of them, everybody. So we are going to finish till question number 10 as well. Okay? 也就是说，你今天这个星期的回家作业就只有10道题。Actually, all the question is similar to the question we just explained in the classroom. Okay, so if you don't know how to do it, just to go back and see my video. It's going to be helpful. Understand, everybody? Okay, so remember, if you have any questions, just to go back to see the formula. The formula is very important here. Very useful, all of them. Okay, try to remember them, but it's impossible to remember them. But the thing is, you can always do more questions based on these ones. Okay, useful forms of the Vieta theorem. So I highly recommend everybody to try to watch them a couple times before you do the homework, and also these ones. Okay, 这2页非常重要。因为我其实都已经帮你们写在这儿了，主要你敢看得清楚你就行。OK, so that's it. 对不起啊，我又拖堂了。我那个下一节课争取不拖堂。OK。
陆老师，那个韦东奕前段时间出的那道题，你有没有看？
哎呀，你看，就我了，我怎么鬼神相比呢
We can't hear you. You're screaming too loud.
I'm sorry. I said you just consider me too strong. OK， 伪神
那道题我看 solution 了，特简单。
是他写的 solution 吧？
没有，那个初2学生的那个。
哦，你等一下拍个照让我看一下 ，OK？ 好吧 ，OK， and that's it, everybody。如果不懂的，下课的时候再回去看一下 video， 因为我可以保证你每一次的 AMC 10和 AMC 12这种题目起码出2道 ，at least 2 questions about that. Okay, I can guarantee you. Okay, so this part is very important. Okay, so that's it for today's class.
Bye.